thank you. It's good to be with you, and I'm so glad so many of you are here. I've been asked to speak to you about my experience of speaking on behalf of folks who are homeless. And just to give you a little background, as you may know, the city of Tustin is under a court order to provide a 50-bed shelter by the middle of this month. And in order to comply with the lawsuit, the city planned to use the Orange County Rescue Mission at the Village of Hope as the site for their shelter. In the meantime, there was another lawsuit, and the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal said that homeless people could not be housed within an institution that required religious participation. So the city was back to the drawing board and chose a second site, which was near the existing shelter, the Mission Shelter, Village of Hope, which has been in Tustin for many years. It houses homeless men, women, and children. And in addition, there's a second existing shelter in that area for women and children. And there, as far as I know, have never been complaints. This is a community-supported effort. However, this third shelter was going to be in the same area near a school. And once the location was announced, the parents organized very quickly in opposition to the shelter. And I was asked to attend on behalf of folks who are homeless. This is not my first experience at a council meeting in a contentious situation. I felt pretty confident, and Valerie Hart was with me. She's here tonight. But the council chamber was full, and 2 overflow rooms were full of very angry people. They are afraid, the parents were afraid. They believed that the city was putting their children in danger. And so when it was my turn to speak, I told them that I wanted to work with them and that I would like for them to meet the people that I know who are homeless. I was rebuffed completely. And it was, I realized leaving that there is a gap, a compassion gap. Otherwise, very compassionate people drew the line when it came to having a third shelter near their school. This is a school, by the way, that has a 13% population of homeless children. So it was complicated. At the second meeting, things were a little more tempered. However, the parents had organized a recall election against one of the council members, and they intended to keep going, doing the same for others. Again, I offered to work with them and express my concern about what this was doing to the city. And I realized that this is a pastoral issue for the faith community. The good news is that 2 parents did, in fact, seek me out and have since reached out to me. The city has decided to put a temporary shelter, not in their original location. The parents tell me that they would like to work with the shelter, and they have asked me to help them organize an effort, and I hope that happens. I do. If so, I consider that a little success, because we will have a dialogue. If you've ever been to a council meeting, there's no dialogue. You're talking to a ticking clock. So it's easy for things to kind of get out of hand. But out of that experience, I learned that we have to be in this conversation. The faith community has to be in the public debate. People who are homeless have no voice, none. And it is really our responsibility to be the voice for them. And the cities want us in this conversation. They don't want a one-sided conversation by any means. So I'm glad we're here having this conversation, and I welcome solutions and ways that we can reach people and bring them into hearing Vex's story and learning about the facts. Thank you.